And hello everyone! Today we are going back in the good old times of my stream. Well, good old times is maybe a little bit, shall we say it? Not the way to put it, but just a moment ago, about well, an hour ago already, I started to do sort of instance skirmish race with ThordTV, good friend of mine, and we basically set a pretty tight timing for ourselves on the library run. And as many of you might remember from, I think about a month ago, maybe 1.5, I'm not sure, we did quite a lot of library runs. I think if we count all of them that we did solo, well, I think we are close to 25, 30-ish range, so that's quite a lot. I didn't stream all of them. Aside from that, we did also stream a few with, at least with Legend, probably Maniac. Oh man, what's the name of the mini? With Oats, took a moment. I haven't seen Oats in a while, so that's probably why. And of course with Verland himself. So that's we did that also a lot. I think by now, if we sum up all the runs that I did with this Guardian alone, I also did a few more with my Lord Master. So I think on the Guardian alone, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 40, 50 runs. Yeah, we know library quite well. We did do a challenge today with ThordTV, as I mentioned. We did the Trouble in Tuckborough, because that's the only offensive skirmish that I have. Not the most fun one, but we did that in, was it 17, 18 minutes or something like that, which was quite fast, I must admit. It wasn't tier 1, so it's not that difficult. Sad though, that was still a lot longer than a mini. Thord after that ran it on his mini. It's a higher mini, but the skirmish does scale, so I think it's reasonably fair. He did it in just over 11 minutes. On his Redline Guardian, which was also slightly higher, he did it in, I believe, 1 or 2 minutes more than, or longer than that we did. So that was, I must say, a bit unexpected. Saying that, he did die once, so running back to the final battle takes about a minute. That compromised a little bit. But I took one of the elites, or one of the encounters, and he didn't. So maybe it's a bit unfair to say that I was faster, since I killed more mobs and dealt more damage. I don't know. In my opinion, a Redline Guardian should be able to do that instance faster. Saying that, a blue line can pull everything and kill everything, do 2 or 3 encounters at the same time, pull all of them and kill all of them, and I think at the end that is faster. At least that's what I did. But we are not going to do Tuckborough. Hey McShifter, good evening, and thanks for the host as well. So in this stream, it's not going to be a long stream, since it's, well, past 9 PM for me. So it's about, will probably be a library run and probably some festival. Not entirely sure if it's still nighttime when we finish. And we can do some firework stuff, get some additional points. Hopefully we can get that 40 points for the mount. Would be nice if it isn't, then that would be a short stream. So, and maybe someone noticed that I haven't started my timer on the top right corner. That's simply because I want to time this run. The last one we did in my phone, 24 minutes and 58 seconds rounded. So it was 57 and a half or something. So 58. So that's a 25 minutes. I think that's fair. So that's our goal. Trying to do it a little bit faster than that. As I already admitted, 25 minutes is fast for a Blue Line Guardian. I always set the bar at like 30-ish minutes to 40 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes, that's my estimate. And apparently we can do it faster. So that's the goal. Of course we will run that on our blue line. I will show that what my blue line actually is. It's blue with a little bit of red. So it's mainly blue line, just enough to get Juggernaut. And I believe one more point in Stoic Bubble, just to get the bubble all the time. After that it's 5 times in skill damage, so that are 10 points. And 1 with broad strokes. That would bring you up to 43 points. And as you see, I have still 1 left. And as soon as I get the second one from the epic battles, I will put it in Radiate. But that's not for now, that's later. This is my blue line. Maybe legendary item might be useful. This is my belt, which a little bit more of a challenge target. Not really necessary in this instance, but nice to have. Additional shield damage, adaptability. Not sure if I use it, but hey, if it happens, it will give me 2.5k block rating, which is about 2.5 to 3%. That's quite a lot. Shield smash damage, is that a skill I use a lot. Warrior Heart, plus 25% heal. And I didn't have anything else, so I put Fate as my last one. More Fate is always useful. I upgraded it twice just to get a little bit more shield damage out of it. Or shield use, which gives shield damage. On the weapon, I upgraded it 3 times, so there's more DPS on that. Vexing Blow, AoE skill. Guardian area effect melee targets plus 5 on all AoE skills. So that will help a lot in library when I pull all the mobs at once. This one also plus 10% for the AoE skill. Sweeping cut damage, AoE skill. Charge duration, really useful in making the pool. But we'll start with more morale at the pool, or actually when you start killing the pool. And Warrior Heart for the duration. This one maybe not that necessary, but in other instances it's useful to have this at bosses. Relics? Yeah, it's relics. Yeah, kind of the same on both my weapon and belt. Mainly all about block rating. That's about it. So this one as well, more block rating, partial block, partial parry, a little bit of might, and more block rating. It's, for me, blue line, it's all about block rating. That's why, for example, I use on my gear not the best shield, but the shield that will give me the most block rating. There are better shields with at least 600 more armor value, but for me that doesn't make much sense. Anything else special? Helmet, 15% chance to give more morale. That's a lot when you pull 50 mobs, so that will occur quite a lot. And this instant, no cooldown. I believe I had it somewhere else in the past, but that's cool now. So that's a little bit of what I use as gear. Skills, well, basically all useful skills. That are basically all the skills the Guardian has. Maybe engage is not needed, and let it fly is not needed as well. And I can already see some optimization. Because normally I use my bow to draw additional mobs, but Fray the Edge does have a bigger range. I think that does work as well. So that's something I'm going to try on this run. Other library on at, I can't pronounce the name. It doesn't matter, it's on level 65, since we are level 65. Now I will launch it, and I know from experience that I have to wait about 2 seconds. And then I need to start running, otherwise my timing is messed up. So I will start the time when I press the travel now. So yeah, I already lose a few seconds, but I know that will help me in the long run. I'm going to start it now. I'm going to travel now, and I'm not using food or anything.
The library at Brandywine once held much of the knowledge of the early ages and withstood the brunt of Sauron's attack against Eregion.
2 or 3 seconds.
Though much of the surviving lore was carried away by Elrond Half-Elven. The force
and now it's just a matter of pulling everything. Hopefully the 2 groups in the garden are getting out there now. Or just walking back. Okay, they're just walking back. So, oh, okay, I didn't use Fray the Edge. That's the moment that I need to draw my bow. Ah, shit. Okay, messed up. Normally I click one of the birds in that place. And then shoot them, but couldn't target them for some reason. Well, the counter is running, or the timer. That's good. I will use Juggernaut just to start with full morale bar. And now it's just simply a matter of grinding everything down. And that's going to look messed up right now at the moment. I know. It is what it is. And the first part is the most difficult. Then we have to basically survive everything. Everything does have power at this stage. The debuffs are crazy. And the lag and everything else is crazy as well. So that's not really helping us. Oh, and come on, please. I don't want to die due to lag. That's such a bad excuse. Okay, here we go-ish, sort of. Yeah, that was a bad start. Yeah, what can you do about it? And grinding everything down should take about 5 minutes from pool to the end. At least that's what I did last time. Yeah, there's a few differences between me and Thord. Some differences in gear. And at least in my opinion, playstyle, since he plays mainly red line. I haven't really seen him in blue line often. I think only once, now I think about it. And that was at the epic instance where you have to kill Mordred for the first time. Also where Goladir loses his daughter. It's that battle at the gates of Barndom. And I think that was the only time that I've really seen him switch to blue line. In my opinion, that does make sense in that place of the instance. But in all the other moments he is basically a red line guardian. Nothing against red line guardian, especially now we play it ourselves. But it's different. It's just different. More focused on getting the beats going and on occasion get healed from them. That's basically where you have to rely on. So you don't have really the heals from the get-go. After a while the bleach will heal you, at least that's what I believe is happening. Something is healing you, and that's based on the amount of targets. But the only drawback is that the heal is quite strong, so it happens all at once. If you compare that to our blue line block healing, that's not that big of a heal. It's about 90, that's at least what I see at the moment. But that does happen all the time, and it's spread out. But if you heal yourself fully and then you have to wait a minute, that's not going to work when you pull 50 mobs. So that's a difference in playstyle. That's a good thing, ask me. We are just over time, okay. It's just how you want to play the Guardian, that's the whole difference. Now I like to make big pulls. I made all my gear for big pulls. And library is relatively easy. I'm not saying that it is an easy instance, but it's still a 3-man. But everything is melee. That's why I say it is an easy instance. That's not saying that it is much easier at all, but it's not bad. It's doable. So otherwise we wouldn't have done it so often. And you can do school as well solo. That's not so difficult. You only have to pay a little bit of attention at the last boss. And he's going to use his AoE stuff. Yeah, but yeah, you can work with that. That's not the end of the world. So that's a thing you have to take in account. Library is just all melee, the bosses aren't really doing any weird stuff. At least not all the time. But this boss, for example, does have sometimes a knockdown. If you have a bad timing, that can kill you. That's true. At the same time, I'm hugging the wall. I know that everything is in front of me, so I will get the maximum amount of block parries. And also partial block, partial parry. To me, well, block rating and block chance is the way to go. I always hope to get the most of those. Is that blocks are healing me. That's basically what's keeping me alive. That's also why I just start this boss standing and do nothing. Just to keep the pillfolk alive as long as I can. Because they are not really doing that much damage. I see it now, it's about 25-ish, 50-ish. But they will do an attack quite often that I'm blocking. So I'm healing myself with 90 and they are just doing 25, 50-ish damage. If you ask me, I'm gaining morale in that case. And of course you are not blocking all the time. If you block 2 times out, 1 time out of 3 times, you're still healing yourself. So keeping that alive does make it easier. Of course there's a drawback, they put a poison on you, but yeah, it's always something. At least in my opinion, that's the way to do it. But that, of course, that's for blue line. And red line is probably a little bit different than this. Then you have to rely on, well, I mentioned before, other healing techniques. At least I imagine that there are different techniques. Yeah, that's where the knowledge of Thord does came along. He is basically always in red line, where we are basically always in blue line. So it was quite interesting to see the difference. And to be honest, library isn't really a fair comparison to someone that does it quite a lot, compared to someone else that doesn't do it that fast, that many. Yeah, I can honestly say that wasn't the best pick for this experiment. At the end it was more of a race, just to find out who was faster. I'm still quite curious on if you practice this a lot and you make your gear all about red line, so your legendary just all about bleeds and overwhelm and damage based, or single target balance based, that you can make up for killing less groups at a time. If you can make it up for the faster killing of bosses. So, well, as you have seen before, the pool was about 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes long, and this boss is also 5 minutes long. So if you can save like 1 minute, 2 minutes on this boss, that will give you an additional, let's say, 2.5 minutes on the second boss, and about 3 to 4 minutes on the last boss. That's 10 minutes. Yeah, 10, 12, 10. Yeah, about 10 minutes. If you can save 10 minutes for all 3 bosses, you can do 2 groups, or 2 pools. Maybe even 3 pools, since you will kill the pools faster, since you have higher bleeds. And probably also radiate, so you will spread the bleeds faster. It will just go faster. We do it with one big pool. I think at the end it can balance itself out, sort of, but that would take practice and the right gear. And we don't have the right gear. We have that for blue line and tanking bosses. That's sort of a combined gear set on my character. So, and it's not ideal, but it just works really good. But yeah, that's just my opinion. And I'm probably a little bit wrong, but I'm glad when I'm wrong. It's the moment I learn. Ooh. What is doing so much damage? This is not normal. Oh yeah, the debuff does lower my my armor value. Of course, quite a lot. That was saving. Maybe I should kill more and talk less. But yeah. So we are in, oh man, 12 minutes. There's probably an additional 6 minutes on this boss. So it'll bring us up to 18. It will give us 7 minutes for the last boss. It is going to get close. Of course, if we die once, then we can start all over. There's no way to get below 25 minutes when we die. Yeah, some things are easy in life, easy to understand, and that's one of it. Oh, it will still interrupt, okay. But this boss, well, doesn't really do anything special. I think the overmasters are the most annoying part of how we do this. This boss does have somewhere below 50% health, a stun, and also a self heal. It does stun you long enough to fully heal himself. That's a thing you want to interrupt. Of course, interrupts aren't easy and aren't cheap. It's something you really have to do, otherwise it's getting quite out of control, quite fast. So that's it. Of course, the interrupt of the Guardian is perfect for it, or the break free. Called turn the table, of course. It's absolutely the way to go. Because it will break you free, it will interrupt your enemy, and if possible it will also stun. And the stun doesn't always happen, it does happen most of the time. Legendary item level up. Yeah. Heal a little bit. And one thing I noticed watching Thord just a moment ago, that aside from the fact that he is redline, using sword and shield, he didn't really do much more damage. Except for the bleeds, of course. We don't have the bleeds that high. If we have the bleeds at all, they are, well, tier 1, maybe tier 2, but not higher than that. Oh no. But just on the raw damage, we are doing about the same, and maybe even a little bit higher. And I was surprised by that. I saw on his character, it's like 150, 200. At least in this instance, I've seen them higher, much higher. Yeah, that in bulk. Heal the legs. Can do some food. Not that it's helping too much, but yeah, a little bit more power during the battle is nice. Since this battle is going to take a moment. 94k. Oh well, let's round it off. 95k of morale. That's a lot. We are at 16 minutes. If I remember correct, we are faster. It's only the question how much faster. Oh, I missed my shield skill. It doesn't happen too often. And of course it does help a little bit that I don't have to switch to the stream of someone else, to type somewhere, well, in the middle of a pool or in a boss battle. That does help, of course. But I'm not expecting that to make a 1 minute difference or something. Of course it does depend a little bit on where we are at the instance. But generally I'm not expecting that to make a huge difference. Yes, that would make a difference of like 20 seconds, maybe half a minute. I would count it as reasonable. But yeah, I also remember from good old times of my stream. But this took like, well, forever. And with forever I mean a really long time. We did library so many times, and especially when we started to learn and we had to make tool pools. Basically all the mobs to this center and no birds. And then the second pool upstairs to the boss. Or basically to the place where we do the pool nowadays. So there are two pools. Then the bosses, which were really close. Rarely happened that it was easy to do the bosses. And yeah, then we had a time that it was going rather well, but the bosses took just too long. And so we ran out of power and eventually either got close to dying or we did die as well. Which were some sad moments, of course. And you have me working on more than half a minute trying to do an instance. It doesn't work. Which is sad. That's absolutely the last thing you want to encounter. Yeah, if it happens, it happens. And there's not much to do about it. But yeah, we can remember at the start we only need a delay of about 1 second. And we can pick that first group in this garden area a little bit better. We don't have to shoot it, we can just run past them and then it will make it a bit easier. I think it took about 2 seconds too long this time. And 2 seconds doesn't count as much, but it does make a lot of a difference. Hey Maniac, how's it going, man? Yeah, we're basically doing stuff from the good old days. And remember you were doing solo stuff basically every stream. Oh, you are alive. Oh, that sounds positive. Yeah, just be brave. Yeah, that's just all about it. Just being brave. Maniac, today we are just doing a run just to time how long it takes. So accepting your help would be kind of cheaty. So earlier I did a race with ThordTV on his Guardian, Minstrel and another Guardian. I won't say that we came on top every time. Especially on library, we went ham. We did set a pretty tight time of just shy of 25 minutes from start to finish, full clearance. And I immediately said that was fast, and that's really fast. We should just be brave, think to your goals. Yeah, okay, maybe. Oh man, power is still being an issue, but it's getting later than problem. I know in the past it was like almost from the get-go a problem with power. Yeah, now it's right at the far end of the boss. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I must say we are messing up quite a lot with the morale. Yeah, with the power, I mean, since we can use guiding ward a lot more often. We will survive, that's what counts. And we are at 23 minutes and a little bit. We are close to killing it, so. It should be about a matter of seconds. We are faster. Oh, use a skill, please. Really? Just 2k, man. I need that shield chain. About now. Yeah. Stop the timing. Was. So that's 24 minutes 40 seconds. Yeah, that's about 20 seconds faster. Oh man, that last boss takes forever. 95k is a lot of morale, but we have to chip away. We did get something. This is attention found a shoulder of finesse. Well, we're not doing anything with finesse. Not something useful, but it's an item for the table. Leave instance. So, well, that was still 20 seconds faster than last run. Oh. Yeah, that does also mean that I can sort of multitask, type in different chats and all that at the same time. And it doesn't make too much of a difference. I find that weird, to say the least. But yeah, we did raise the bar a little bit more for next time. Not sure when next time is going to happen, but for next time. Yeah, someone pressed caps lock, I think. Oh, nice. It's still night time. It's dawn, okay, 20 minutes dawn, or 10 minutes. Not sure if you, no, you guys cannot see that, but on the Titan bar, which is the bar on top, I have on the left side of the screen a time. That tells me what moment of the day it is, how long that will still occur. Oh, I missed the first one, okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, that's not the time for red firework, everything else will do, okay. Okay, some hobbit is happy. Yeah, that's below my overlay, that's correct. Right, that's not green. Yeah, it's just behind my overlay. I kind of did that on purpose. Don't really want to have too many stuff on there. At least not visible on the stream. I think that does make it a little bit neater to watch. At least that's my opinion. One is not green, okay. Maybe that's going to change in the future. I exactly. But I think the most useful information for you guys is, well, where I am. If you play the game, you know where I am. Bunch of blue one. But if you don't play the game, it's kind of nice to have a reference on where I am. Well, Brandywine does know quite a lot of people. That's why it is up there. Also for myself it's useful if I make one that isn't blue. A screenshot of resource nodes or just the gear in an instance. It's easy to remember where it is. And aside from that, to the right, there's a ground one that isn't red. I have the amount of inventory space left and the maximum. It's a question of how big is your inventory is, well, quite often. I've seen that one. Anything except green, okay. So that's why it is up there, and for me it's just useful to know how many slots I have still left. And, at this moment in time I have 86 slots left. It's useful to know in instances and that sort of stuff. There's the crowd with one that isn't red. Okay. Of course you can keep your inventory open at all times. That's true. But yeah, that doesn't really do it for me always. Well, it is not green. Okay. So that's one done.
Greetings, friend.
Two more. How many are we? Not this one, this one. We are on 27, so we need 13 more. I did the horse races already. I did the invitations. Okay. And I did the other one, the other firework thingy in Bree. You can do one at Shire, but that one is a little bit too random for my taste. Sometimes it will give you everything, sometimes it will give you nothing. I was distracted for a moment. A level 22 player was asking help with GA. And GA is 32 at the minimum, so 10 levels higher. He should not be able to get any quest up there. In that instance at least. Maybe some epic. Maybe that might be it, but that's not really going to explain much. So yeah, we did those. We did, what else can we do for the festival? I know that there is a weird thingy in Torrance Hall. I don't really understand. The gifts, I think that one is still on cooldown. Yeah, we did that, I believe, 2 days ago, so that should still be on cooldown. Yeah, that one is still on cooldown. For 1 day, 10 hours and 45 minutes. Let me think for a moment. I know that the firework thingy is every half an hour. And you can do that basically every half an hour, I believe. Let's check that out just to make sure. I think then we can just continue a little bit on Let's see what's the smartest thing. Oh. 3 minutes until dawn. Yeah, this is every half an hour, so we need 3.5 hours. That's doable. We can also do that tomorrow, just off stream. We can get enough points. So that should be doable. And are we on the epic? I haven't really looked at it. Book 12, Volume 1. What's the calendar out? Then it's back to Everdim. I'm not really into Everdim. You've seen way too much of that already. Wait a second. Stream can get a little bit choppy at this moment. We need to check out something. If my cursor allows me to. What is this? Oh, nothing really special. Okay. Oh, welcome back, Maniac. Welcome back. Yeah, you mentioned that you were in Everton. You mentioned that in, I believe it was in King Chat. But that's a thing, and the epic prologue. Okay. Volume 2 prologue. Yeah, I'm quite sure that it was you. Maybe I'm wrong, but that could be the case. Yeah, let's get to the... Yeah. Let me think. What do I really want? Yeah, at the same time, I'm also doing the Angmarine Slayer in Forgal, which is not the most exciting thing, but it just needs to happen. Yeah, I'm going to do what nobody really likes. It's kills on Angmarines, but yeah, it's a thing that's, well, on the to-do list on the tracker for a long time. I will go out there for at least the normal Slayer.
The Wind speaks your name.
Well, that's a way to say it. Yeah, we'll take a slow horse and jump off somewhere halfway. Yeah, but killing Angmarine, it's a thing you have to do. And for some reason you need to kill 300 of them in total. And there's just one place in Forgal where you can do that. And it's not the nicest place. They are really spread out. Even on level it's quite difficult to make a decent sized pool. And with a decent size on level, that's about 5 mobs, maybe 6 if you are lucky. I believe this is I lost my sentence. I don't know what to say. Oh, lag. You should see how many people I killed. I murdered hundreds of them. Yeah. And I also did all the Slayer deeds on my Lore Master in every region, including Moria, and no Lorien, since I haven't been really out of Moria, and also not in Eden Wave or Dunland. Basically did every deed, excluding the instance deeds. Those were still on the to-do list. Yeah, Kazada menu. Indeed, Big Daddy. Welcome to the stream, by the way. So yeah, that's well, I cannot really say that I like to do deeds, but I kind of have to. That are my, well, that's my main source of LOTRO points, and with that quest packs and everything else that comes along with it. Yeah. That's what keeps me going. And of course, when you're doing that on multiple characters, you will get quite a lot of LOTRO points. Yeah. It happens, maniac. It happens. Why are we still blue line for this? Yeah, these are just a few moments that I switch to red line. At least for now, and I will also switch gear for it, just to squeeze out a little bit more damage. And the trade-off of, well, having less morale. I don't know exactly why I have that much less morale actually, but yeah. Yeah, I still need, well, need is a big word, but would be nice if I could get the Riders of Rohan expansion. That's a thing I'm kind of saving for. But first I will buy more Fate Tomes. And yeah, they are expensive. I will do that either by getting them in-game money, which is not really doable unless you really start farming tomes and points. I'm just planning to buy them in the store. Not saying that that is the perfect way to do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a nice deal. I kind of was about the same lucky on my quad pack, and I think I had Warrior, then I bought quad pack, and I got Helm's Deep, or that one that isn't Rider of Rohan, but some Rohan related stuff from a friend, free. So those packs were about 10 euros, all on the Steam sale back in the day. So that was still possible. That's how I had obtained them. But yeah, Steam doesn't really sell them anymore, sadly. So we have to well, grind them now or buy them somewhere else. We are getting close. We are, well, close to 1k LOTRO points again. I believe Riders is 2.5 outside of the seals. So that's probably one of the next things. But first, Fate Tomes. That's really the stuff I need. As I just mentioned, power is still an issue. Especially at the longer fights, and yeah, with the Guardian, fights take longer. That's obviously the, well, Can't really say the best way, but it's more like the only way. Didn't know what I targeted, but okay. Okay, that was radiate. If someone actually knows how big the range is with radiate, well, I would like to know how much, how big that range is. It's bigger than just the normal AoE skills. At least that's what I notice. But I don't know how big it is.
En even tijd.
Nee.
Moet ik straks weer mijn bed uitkomen?
Denk het.
Goed bedankt. Slaap ik kijk had.
So yeah, but yeah, if you can grab them for a good deal, that's always a better thing. If you ask me, then to grind them in game, that will take forever. Of course, if you have plenty of time, that's then the way to go. And getting fully around it isn't really an option either, since you need the virtues. At some point you need them. And yeah, of course you can say it doesn't really make that much of a difference. It's just a little bit. I already have a lot of might or vitality or whatever. In my opinion, the stats that you usually don't get make much more a much bigger difference. Dus yeah, a Guardian normally doesn't get much fate. At least that's what I see. And yeah, when you have quite high virtues with fate, so why wouldn't you use them? I think my fate virtues at the moment give about 90 fate, 80 fate, something in that name, something in that range. And you have, I remember, 2 of them. That's easily 150 fate, which is about 300, almost 400 in-game power regen. And that's better than most food. So, if you use food and you feel that is making a difference, just picking 2 virtues will make about the same difference. That's just how big the difference is. And if you go all the way ham with the stat tomes, those way too overpriced items, you can get to plus 440 ish, well, at least 400 plus fate, yeah, or might, vitality, or whatever you pick, on level 65. And on lower level that does make a lot of difference. At higher level, I remember we had a debate on that with, I think it was with Melnardis, if I remember correct. Might be wrong, but... And, well... Yeah, I'm not sure if it was Nell, but... let's say the other person, if that makes it more general. Did state that did it make a difference, but when we looked at how much virtues give, it was about the same, and the other person was convinced that virtues did make a difference. Yeah, eventually we did settle on that they make just as much difference as a virtue, and since you can only have 5 virtues and basically 5 stats, don't use all of them at the same time, of course, let's say 4, It's about double the virtues that you have. Of course, virtues come free, and let's tank Marine Slayer deed. Good. Let's do the advanced a little bit. We are kind of in the flow. And yeah, virtues are sort of free. This one does give us confidence is will, and a little bit in combat power regen. As you could see, that was just 28 regen, and that's just shy of 8 fate, so that's not really that big of an impact for the power regen. That isn't really worth to slot. Of course, if you are a caster and you want more will, it's probably going to be worth it. But of course, as a melee class, it's not going to work. Or at least not offer you too much. You do a hammer down? Perfect. So yeah, that's kind of the deal with virtues, stat tomes, and yeah, just gear-wise stats. And some stats are more useful than others. Yeah, you can say that fate doesn't really do anything, adding up any kind of damage. Ah yeah, high elf race. That's something. Yeah, I might go for that as well at some point. I'm not that fond of the high elves, to be honest. It's nice. It's a nice idea behind it, but yeah. Me, I think it does give a little bit more, a bit too much characters that can resurrect for some reason. Just to give an example. Aside from that, and the roll jump thingy doesn't make much difference compared to a regular, normal, non-high, normal elf. But yeah, I think this game, I'm not going to say that it's imbalanced, but oh, antique face, okay. Let's track. So probably a few more. But some things doesn't really make sense. It's almost everyone can res nowadays. Oh yeah, and out of combat run speed, yeah. Yeah, that would be really overpowered on the Guardian. But yeah, that's I forgot that. Yeah. But for me, it doesn't make much sense that every class should be able to res. Doesn't make too much difference. Not difference. Doesn't make too much sense. Why would a Guardian be able to res? Yeah, I don't know. This is really logical. But yeah, that's just me. I still prefer that the healing classes are the only class that can res. Maybe a few exceptions. Minstrel should be the one to heal. I mean to res. and also in combat res. And a rune keeper does make sort of sense that he can res. But yeah, captain can res. Doesn't really got it for me. And there should be a few more as well. I believe a Bjorning can res out of combat. Might be wrong about that, since I don't really see that often a Bjorning. But yeah, just as being a high elf, you should. Yeah. To me, it doesn't make much sense. And 10% run speed boost is nice to have. I think on some classes it does make more difference. I'm still curious. Well, everyone says that that run boost does stack with the normal hunter boost. To me, that doesn't make sense. Both of them are out of combat, and all other cases of out of combat run speeds buffs usually don't stack. Let's take the Warden for example. The Warden does have a really nice out of combat run boost of I believe 42, somewhere around 40, so that's quite high. And there's another scholar item, okay. And that one doesn't stack with the hunter speed boost, just to give an example. Oh, is that the thing? Oh, 38, okay. Well, I was close. I just had to guess. Okay, well, it does make me curious if it worked at all, since all the other stuffs will appear as a buff. Take items for example, and here's a relic. Oh yeah, that was the thing. Iron span, so that's the shortcut to Angmar. At least that's what I remember of it. But the items, for example, if you have an item that gives you a run speed boost, that doesn't stack with the hunter skill, for example. They do appear as a buff, so maybe there's a difference. Maybe they're different. But then, well, again, it doesn't make sense that it doesn't appear as a buff. It's clearly a buff. And not every high elf has to use that buff. So a little bit of a misinformation thing. But yeah, I might be wrong with that. That's a thing you kind of have to consider. Yeah. And still, you can say 10% isn't that much, but increasing your riding speed for 10%, that's quite a lot. But just imagine a guardian running 10% faster. And that does stack with brutal assault or brutal charge, which is already 58, so that would give you 68. And that will then still stack with the hunter. That's, well, that would bring you to 98% run speed, I believe. I believe you can go to 30% with hunter. I might be wrong at that, maybe 20, but that's faster than a horse. Of course, you cannot do that. You cannot do that for a long distance. If you have to, well, the hunter has to follow. But man, that's quick. That's really quick. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And yeah, almost everyone says that. But if you look on it from the other side, a hunter does have a speed boost all the time. Basically it's all the time active. And a guardian in Redline does have, well, a run boost that is, well, maybe it's out of combat or in combat, so it's slightly different. But at the end, that run speed boost is just as fast as the one from a hunter. It's just not active all the time. And for making long distances, and that's still a thing we really have to test out, it's about as fast as a hunter when he doesn't upgrade his skill. That's the thing. I know that Furlands was really interested to try that out. It's been a while now. We have done that. Sure. Let's see. What else? Kinda want to make sure that we have all the maps that we can get. For the Atomos at the next one. Next event. Yeah, we did get all of them. And that's good. That's good. Yeah, but, well, let's just look back on our run that we did on library. I mentioned if you go Redline and you want to do the instance in 25 minutes. I think I mentioned that you have to get about 10 minutes of all 3 bosses in total. And It just came to mind that it is quite a lot. Try to do that. Because after 25 minutes that we are battling, 20 minutes is just for the 3 bosses. That's the thing I just realized. And that would mean that you have to do double the damage over time. Doesn't matter on the individual hits. But over time you should do about double the damage. And I don't think that is possible. Maybe it's possible just to do it but die in the process. That doesn't really help much. And of course you can use both. You can start the blue line, pull everything, so the first 5 minutes, then switch to red line, possibly well, I have the same plan then, maybe. So yeah, start in blue line, to the pool. That takes 5 minutes. And then possibly switch to red line for the additional damage, bleeds and everything that comes along with it. And that should be the ultimate way to do it. Maybe even switch gear, switch legendary items just to squeeze out the banner stats for the bosses, just to get them down quicker. And also a lot of practice. Practice is key. It's, well, as we have seen on Fernlands, and he doesn't have bad armor on his Guardian. It isn't bad at all, and he does have a pretty good legendary item. Maybe not all out blue line yet. He was quite far. Oh, that was a bad hammer. We have seen that it does take practice, and a lot of it. But that's also what we did, so there's no difference in it. And yeah, we started at level, yeah, what was it? Level 55-ish. When we noticed that we, well, could pull stuff, finally. I believe I started at level 50. Moon Library. At least started with low instance ones. Just to try and see how it goes. And I slowly upped that with a few levels at a time. Of course, when we were level 55 we were still leveling. That was of course the obvious thing to do. We just increased the level slowly and slowly, and we got better at it. Slowly we did get better gear as well. It would become well doable, easier to well, the current stage of being quite easy. For example, in the pool I can basically stand AFK and type in someone else's chat and walk away, do a pee and get back. It does of course cost a lot of repairs. It is doable. And yeah, that wasn't possible on the lower levels. Saying that, I think one of the most important things were oh, they do. Oh, they also count. Okay, that's fun. Let's see if they will follow me for a long time. Alright, don't break the legs, please. Only one scout. Yeah, didn't reset. Good. Oh, they did reset. Okay, well, that's on the end of the world. Oh, that was some quick kills. So yeah, running library is just a lot of practice. And we didn't get it at the first go either. So we did die quite a lot in the progress. But yeah, sometimes it is what it is. It's just a way to learn. Just try, fail every once in a while. Learn from your mistakes, and then it should get better eventually. If it doesn't, well then you're doing something wrong. Not the other way around. Let's see, is there something interesting in World Chat? I haven't looked in it for a while and I noticed that earlier today there was a guy making raid groups, which didn't really work, but good that people still try to make groups for those. And also for the slightly less popular raid groups, so the longer ones. But yeah, to be honest, the turtle, the watcher, can you really call that raids? They're basically just one boss and that's it. The turtle, well, I don't know the watcher that well. I haven't done that one to my well, I think once on level. Well, sort of on level, at least not with a capped level player. Yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, the turtle, you need to switch aggro on the boss at some stages. To make it easier, put it in that way. Or just have more than enough DPS, also an option. But yeah, at some point his hits get, well, a bit out of control. It does start quite easy with 100 hits. Slowly that will go down 200, and a little bit faster it will become 300, and then it will really speed up to 1k, 2k, 3k, and even 3.5k damage. Yeah, then it gets, then it starts to get tricky. So yeah, 3.5k on 8k morale, that's not going to last for a long time. That's exactly the problem that we have when doing the turtle. You basically have to die once, being rest instantly, take back the boss from champion or the second tank or whatever is trying to survive at that moment. And his self-buff will stop to exist. And yeah, then we just start all over again. Looking back at the last time, that wasn't that big of a deal. It's 50 seconds and then a moon has passed. Oh, we're almost at 120, okay. That's going faster than I was thinking. And then, yeah, the Angry Marine Slayer lead is the last one we have in Foracal. After this is just a little bit of exploring. And then it's up to the next area. Which is probably going to be the North Downs. That's still one I have to do. And the high rollers will be questing there as well. We can pick up some quests along with them. And hopefully not do too much. Yeah. Doing quests with a high level character isn't really that much fun. Saying that, if you are doing about the same damage as a Guardian, it does balance a little bit. Let's say for Hunter is doing more damage. I believe a Lawmaster is doing even more damage on his own in blue line. I don't even take account what his Block Guardian or pet or whatever is doing at the moment. Did high rollers already do more times? Might be possible, but I've missed quite a lot of it. But the plan was to do, well, at least Furtherland, his plan, put it that way, was to do the Lowlands, then cap himself and start at the Destal Bridge quests. And that's the North Downs. But that was his plan. I don't know how that works with his time and his plans and everything else. I haven't really seen him online this week. I think just once, but okay. Today are the runs. Well, if they still need to happen from today, we basically missed one entire day. Yeah, I haven't seen Furland online in the last week, and maybe a week and a half. And I know that last time he was still in the Lowlands doing quests. Yeah, I don't really know. So that's the thing right now. But then, yeah, deed-wise it doesn't make much difference for me, since we still need Yeah, and he was on this trip. That's correct. But that's longer now, right? Oh no, wait. He was back and he streamed. Basically when he came back. I think that's the last stream I've seen from him. Or at least really seen. And on the notifications I've seen that he's basically playing Diablo. Was it Diablo? At least something else than LOTRO. I don't know if he will be running the North Downs or he will just skip them and go to Everdem, which is the most logical step, of course. Well, most logical step. It depends a little bit on how you play the game. Because if you want to do everything in this game, well, yeah, then the North Downs is a thing you should do first. Otherwise, it will be quite boring if you do it later. Since Furtherlands has done, I won't say everything, but almost every quest that he has encountered. So all the starting areas, he had to debris. Quite sure that he did all of the lowlands as well, or almost all of them. Yeah, I might be hooked on Diablo. That might be a thing. If that eventually turns out, I would be kind of upset, to be honest. We started, at least that's my opinion, the high road is way too soon. There was a good reason for it, but still, we started it way too soon. It wasn't really more than enough time for the TinyToons to do really something special. We still haven't really done something special, and I know that one of our goals was, when we started, to do short haul tier 2, and of course there's no challenge, but that was sort of the goal to do that. Yeah, we didn't do that at the end, and then we kind of changed it to something. Nobody really knew what we were doing, and then it was changed eventually to getting the Savior of Khazad-dûm deed done, which is basically doing every instance quite a lot, including the Watcher, not the turtle, but just the Watcher, just the tentacles and arms and thingies. But yeah, that didn't happen. Which is quite sad. That was really something to do with the TinyToons. I think what I wrote is missing is all leveling together. Yeah, that isn't different. At the same time, I think it's sort of a good thing we are not doing that a second time. As it was really difficult to catch up. Of course, it depends a little bit on who set the pace. I was kind of glad that I could slow it down sometimes. But yeah, that's something you really want to do, of course. Yeah, I can absolutely agree on that. If you were able to catch up with all the leveling things on the TinyToons, that was absolutely a lot of fun. But if you weren't, then you kind of had a problem. So that was the problem most people had with the TinyToons, including myself. Just playing it honestly. That's how Furtherlands eventually came up with that milestone thingy, which does work. And of course, you can plan a little bit on when you want to go online and group up and still do it together. But just to do it with all of us, it would just would be nearly impossible. Just take myself as an example. I wouldn't be able to do quests with high rollers. Yeah, I'm at work on those times. So yeah, I'm quite glad that we are working with a milestone system. That's how I see it. It does have its drawbacks. I think for the average player that is doing it for like an hour, maybe 2 hours a day, let's be generous, 3 hours a day, and you want to do everything, and this pace is, well, decent. Let's remember, it's from 20 to 32 in 3 weeks. If you play, well, you can do the what is that? Which one is it? Can't find it. The Lowlands, you can do that in 2 whole days. That's about 10 hours, 20 hours content, something like that. Yeah, if you play about 2 to 3 hours a day, that's almost a week. And then you still have the your downs as well, so that's a second week. Maybe you cannot play every day. 3 weeks is, well, decent. It's not something extreme. Of course it does change if you can play 5-6 hours a day, which we did on the TinyToons. Yeah, Rohan is it's a little bit more linear, if you ask me. I haven't really played Rohan, to be honest, but what I have heard from almost everyone, just follow along with the epic line and you will get everywhere. At least that's what everyone has told me. Maybe that's incorrect, I don't know. I don't have any experience with anything higher than level 65, but yeah, still my highest character. And I really want to do all the instant stuff before I go anything higher. And with the current high roller pace, that would still take 2 months or something like that. So quite a lot of time. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I can do it in 2 months. Because it's all the Slayer deeds in Moria that we still have to do, exploration deeds, Probably some quest deeds. I think we did all of them as well already. Then it's just Slayer deeds, instances, a lot of instances. And there's still, I believe we still have something Doom left. Barrel Cool Around is a thing we still have to do. The Rift is one that we still have to do. And after that, of course, all the stuff with Lorien, those instances. Technically, Mirkwood instances. I haven't really set a target for that. So there's a lot that I want to do before I go to anything higher. And yeah, doing that doing Slayer deeds is one of those things. Which is, yeah, it's a thing that needs to happen at some moments. Well, good luck grabbing a drink. Oh, we are getting close. $186. Yeah, that went quite fast. Not as fast as library, but fast. Grab those in it as well. So I need only 7 more, okay. Finally, only 7 more. Then there's the exploration thingy, which we get at the time. It's 11 PM. Yeah, it's just exploration, so we can. Yeah, let's finish this place. So we can kind of cheat on an exploration with the berry maps. I don't really remember anything in here. I know only I only know where the Angry Marines are, where the Dower Hands are, and also where there's a good place for the Grimslayer, and that's about it. Well, deed-wise, of course, you have know the places, and yeah, that's it. So, last one. Where is the last one? I see the last one. I see a closer last one. And that scout is even closer. So, that's the Slayer deed. Finally. Deed complete. Okay. Slayers of Forgal. They have additional rep, which is nice, as we still need those rep. Deed is stoned. Yeah, that was the advance. We've done that now. and the title, yeah, whatever. So it's Stones of Oracle, Ancient Stones, and Battle of Oracle. Okay. And the Lost Fellowship with the Hunter. Didn't we do the Hunter? Oh, the Hunter is all the way at the other side. Oh, yeah. We didn't do that one. Yeah, okay, let's see where those other things are. Let me check that. Screen will be a little bit choppy, I know. It is what it is. Map. Source. Let's find Oracle. Oracle. Where is... Yeah, we can find the Hunter. He's at Leary, I think. And the battle is almost everywhere. Leary is 7 on the map. Okay, that's that one. Yeah, basically everywhere. And that stone is... which one do we need? Okay, that stone is close to the Hunter. Welcome back, Maniac. Welcome back. So that might be a thing that you want to catch. And those battles are... yeah. 8. Those two. I think if we ride all the way around, do all the exploration stuff that we can, set ourselves at the Hunter, that will be a good goal for this stream. Then next time, it might be on stream, that might be off stream. I can complete Oracle. And then next one will be the Troll Shoals, North Downs. Yeah, North Downs will be the next one. So that's done then. Then there is the Misty Mountains. We still have a few things to do. Oh yeah, Giant Slayer, Troll Slayer. Oh. Yeah, I hope some other TinyToons or high rollers still will need those. Ever them, quite a lot of them as well. Rooms, ruins. Oh, I was looking for Slayer deeds, but I don't know. Some advanced ones, okay. Slayer actually. On Everland. Man, it's getting messy. We did apparently 5 of them already. Okay. That's good. Oh, that goblins. They are not the most difficult ones. I think Marines in Everdim. I can probably get those from instances. At least one of the 3 in Anuminas as well. Oh. Yeah, up here. It's an exploration thingy. We ran past it. Which is clever. Leaders of the invasion. That's the stuff in Anuminas itself. Swamp defenders can be done at that ruin. To were at just steep. That at the big ruin in the south. Is it south? Yeah, south. just southeast of southeast of Hiking Crossing. That's where we have to go then. That's quite fun. You can combine that with TinyToons. I mean high rollers. Also doing quests. We still need to do a lot of quests apparently. Don't even have the advanced one. We just have the normal Everdim quest. And there are a lot of them. Yeah, thanks for watching, Maniac. Have a good night. And I will follow quite soon as well. Just wondering if you can get to that hunter at all. Now we got this one. Let's take the shortcut down. Bring hunter to Forgel. Yeah, Forgel is 40-ish. Higher level, higher 40 levels. So probably Misty Mountains should be the thing to consider first. And Misty Mountain isn't really that big, so that might be an option, a better option. And what else is there? Yeah. That's absolutely true. Good to know your way around Everdim. Yeah. That's absolutely true. And Everdim is quite diverse. This day and night does make a difference, really big difference on well, stuff that can work or doesn't work. Certain mobs will spawn only at night time. Some deeds can be done better at night time, where others can be done better at daytime. It's a more technical area and a good thing. Yeah, the one in the east. I think you mean that ruin. Yeah, it's east. I consider this as east. Oh yeah, Ost something. Ost is ruin, as far as I know. Ost does make sense. That we'll start with that. Let me check what it is. It's nothing like Ost. It's Barrett. Tarsier. Barrett Tarsier or something. Something like that. Yeah. Some kind of music would be nice to have around in Everdim or in Forgel. Of course, it does make sense that there would be any kind of music around. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I think indeed you have about 3 minutes of delay. Yeah. Don't know how you noticed that. That would be an interesting tool. But yeah, about 3 minutes. It's, yeah, that might be correct. Okay. There's somewhere here to the right. Oh, I think here. Could be a way up. ish somewhere. Maybe a little bit further, not much. Then we can get that, that exploration thingy. Then I think I can just milestone back. Kind of cheaty. Milestone back to is it Surikidai? And fast travel to that dwarven place. Yeah, that might be the thing. Then I want to do that quest all the way in the north, just to unlock that stable master. Since I know that we will need that stable master for the epic. And yeah, you can say that you know those things and that's cheaty, and yeah, if you know stuff, why wouldn't you use it? That's how I see it. How do we get up there? There must be a way. And this is not the way. I don't really want to open my own map, just that it wouldn't be too fair. Does this count? Yeah, it did count. It's not the way to get there. There's a way a little bit further to the east. It's good enough for now. Oh yeah, Ostvorod is an Ost city fortress. We will look it up. Then we will know. Maybe, oh, this is only C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K. O, O. It is. Yeah, it's fortress. It's literally fortress. Yeah, you are correct. But what is ruin? Find the other translations. Ruin is. Where is the R? Oh, don't have one for that one. So quick. But yeah, it's fortress. King of the Mountain. Oh, it's a high level title apparently. This one. So yeah, sometimes it's good to know some translations. I know that all the names in Vorikal, at least the town names or city names, do translate to something understandable. I believe Surikilai translates to fishing village or something simple as that. Or at least one of those 4 places will do. 5 places. I don't really remember those. But they do all translate to something meaningful. Let's put it in that way. Huh? What is he doing out there? Okay. The last battle is at the shipwreck, apparently. And we'll get there for the epic, but let's get it anyway. Take that stone, that ancient stone of Forgel. That's also in the top north, and then we will end at the hunter. This Minas was city, or I don't know. Yeah, Minas Tirith, Minas Marble. Yeah. That's about as far as I remember. Yeah, I'm not that good at the translations anymore. I was better with them in the past. Just a matter of not doing it so often. That's what I am to blame all the time. So it's here in far back, that shipwreck where we are going to at the moment. That should be the last battle for Forgel thingy. And yeah, we can wait, but it's not something I really like to do. What else do we have to do? And that's about it, as far as I can see. Not the way. And that stone, and then the only last hunter quest, which is, as far as I know, also I believe it's the same quest to enable the horse from this place to Suikilai. Yeah, if that is, then it would be great. Of course, Grim Slayers all the way. Let's see who controls this one. I think it's the lots of guys that hold it for now. Yeah. Oh, the good guys have all of them. Okay. That usually doesn't happen. So a new thingy. New exploration thing. So we did all of them. Okay. That's good. That's really good. Now we have to ride north to an ancient stone. For the other half of the exploration, which is, I think, just this ruined city thingy of dwarves, or the cave, just either of the two. And if we cannot find it, it's not the end of the world. We need to get in those areas anyway for the epic. And the later stages of the epic, so in book 40, 50-ish, so later, not much later, but slightly later. Yeah. So that's that one done. Explorations done. Deeds in the Shire, deeds in Forgel. Shire Forgel, that's not the same thing. And the Lost Fellowship, so that's for the hunter, and that's something that we are going to do next time, not today. Today we did more than enough. since well, the plan was to do just a library run. At the end we did a library run, festival stuff, and a lot more Florigel than I was hoping to do. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. Wasn't the plan.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Yeah. Is this one the lucky arrow? And where is the stable master?
My coatie is your coatie.
Read the frozen war. Where is the frozen war? What NPC is that? Always difficult to see. One of those should have a quest somewhere. Just guards, that's the hunter. This is a stable master. Only a stable thingy. Maybe the healer?
You are either
No, it's
brave
only healer.
or foolish to have traveled this far.
Do you wish to trade at Eleviras?
I don't know which NPC it will be. That's not a concern for now. It will be next time. For today, which was kind of an unexpected stream. We managed to do 2 hours of it already. It's getting close to midnight, so the hunter will be for next time. Maybe on stream, maybe off stream. I don't know. So, everyone, thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys next time. Oh, Nap is online. If someone is into Witcher 3, follow along with the ride. Yeah guys, see you guys next time, and yeah, have a good night, good day, or whatever it is at your place.